Talking about Greeks. No, it's all right.
No, go.
No,
that's fine. I'm done.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. No, I'm not trying to cut you off or anything. I thought that was a good. I thought that was a good segue to like Greeks.
Continue.
So you were saying something last week that.
Okay. Here we go.
You were saying something about how with Greek mythology, and you were talking about Athena and Zeus, how they were married.
No, Hera.
Hera. And it was like you were talking about that, and you were saying how far back it goes. And I was like, oh, yeah. And I didn't look into this to, like, crap on you or anything.
Not at all.
Basically, I was thinking, how far back does Greek mythology actually go?
I didn't do this to crap on you, but did you bring toilet paper today? Because I'm about to take a shit.
Just in general, just thinking how far back...
I didn't bring this up to crap on you, but I'm just going to rebut everything that you said and try and find a weak link in all of it.
No. I
found some holes in your story.
Did you know that John's Italian? Just a weaker version of a Greek?
I'd like to point out, this is a little fun fact. How
far back do Romans go?
Yeah, that's true.
Boppity boopity.
Boopity boppity boopity.
Anyway, continue.
So, the Greek, it wasn't, I looked into this more so for the fact about how far back does it actually go, like recorded history, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Just because it's interesting, like, I like my history, I like Greek mythology, and then I'm like, I'll just look into it and I'll see what it is. So basically, Greek mythology originates obviously in Greece, but it actually doesn't. Mm-hmm. It goes back into the ancient Mycenaeans, which is the original, like the first Greeks. Yeah. So it has roots in the Mycenaean religion, like mythology, basically, where that's where they took parts of it and they created the Greek pantheon.
We actually learned that in Greek school.
Oh, okay. But then I was like, okay, so where does the Mycenaean basically mythology come from?
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, I'm looking into it, reading into it, and it's like it comes from the Minoan, basically mythology, which is Crete.
Yeah.
It was basically just a whole bunch of like
copy.
Yeah. And basically, pretty much even the Minoan, like, which was interesting because if you look at it, I found this interesting. So basically, the Romans based their Greco-Roman pantheon off the Greeks. The Greeks took like parts of it off the Mycenaeans. The Mycenaeans took it off the Minoans. The Minoans took it off. What they were basically saying was called the Near East mythology religions. I was like, okay, so what does that include? And so basically, it comes
3 upsides on Sunday.
Pretty much the Near East, and it comes from pretty much. It's the way they describe it is called Proto-Semitic.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, Semitic is.
Yeah. So, and then that has like the different types that were in there. It's called Atenism, Canaanite religion, Arabian, Luwian, Sumerian, and Judaism.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, and so how far back does that go? Basically, the earliest recorded bit is 1200 BC.
1200 BC is the earliest recorded.
Oh, no. Sorry. That was something else. These go back as far back as 2,500 BC. Sorry.
Okay, these 2,500, you're talking about organized religion in that region.
Mythologies and all that. So they all based it off, like,
but
Greek mythology of Mycenaean, Minoan, Near East, Proto-Semitic.
But that does not include indigenous religions like Aztecs, like other regions.
No, of course not. But this is
we're talking about Western Europe now, Eastern Europe. Sorry, Southern Eastern Europe.
Well, more so Europe into Asia.
Yeah. Well, okay.
No, it's just in the sense, because these are basically this comes from like the cradle of the oldest civilization, which is Mesopotamia.
Yeah.
And so a lot of these take their footholds from within there. Because, I mean, they even say, like, even older than that. Well, not if it's older, but I think the first recorded text is basically the Hindu text. I think that's what they're saying. This is the oldest recorded text, religious text. And then I was looking into the Norse mythology.
Yeah.
Because you were talking about Norse.
When did that start?
So Norse mythology actually started around 100 CE.
Really?
Yeah, which has
Why do I feel like it's a lot older than that?
I don't know. Which has basically foothold from what you called Old Norse religion, and that goes back to 100. So Norse mythology, is the Dark Ages, which then takes foothold into Old Norse religion, which is 100 CE, which takes footholds from Nordic Bronze Age religion, which goes as far back as 500 BC.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying, so like basically like all these areas, they all kind of take off each other. And so like you look at the Greek pantheon, Zeus is the same counterpart as Baal. Baal was basically
but
the Near East same equivalent.
You don't even need to go that hardcore in it. Just look up...
No, but I just want to see how far back they go, and they all basically take off each other, and they have their own counterpart in a completely different
but that's
culture's
also
religion.
why they're so similar,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Well,
do you remember
all the gods are very similar in their traits and attributes.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Zeitgeist? The
Rings a
doco?
bell. Yeah, rings a bell.
Zeitgeist did the first thing was about the existence of Jesus Christ and his origin story. The second part was about September 11, I think, and then the third part was about a general currency, how the Federal Bank Reserve is all full of shit.
Yeah.
Basically, we're all set up to fail every time. Yeah? But they were just talking about, in a general sense, the majority, all these, even from polytheist backgrounds and like the central figures, all have a similar origin story. Born of a virgin.
Yeah.
Winter solstice shit around December. You know, all the basic traits, and they list it off. Zeitgeist does a good job of it. Some of it can be like obviously
skewed as
yeah,
biased.
skewed as biased just to get it to align with their narrative.
Yeah.
But you will see all, like you're saying, from the Norse mythologies out to the east, they all have similar forms of like origin story and la.
So whether like, you know, like the Norse mythology, as the migration coming out of whatever, Mesopotamia, Africa, whatever.
Yeah, but they're different parts of the world. Man.
Yeah, I know, but...
You're talking about the Levant. Like, that's Semitic regions.
Yeah.
Norse mythologies from Northern Europe. Like,
But it's just the fact that all of them have such similar thingo. So obviously something...
Influenced,
yeah.
it's fairy tales, man. It's a word of mouth.
Yeah.
Like, you're just going to keep
but then,
spewing it out.
Yeah, but because then, like, basically...
But think about how far people would need to travel at those times in order to get the word of mouth through. Like, you would need to go out of your way to travel to a new land, be like, hey, have you heard about where I came from? They got these guys.
How far did the first Africans come out of Africa and populate the rest of the world?
Yeah, well, that's true.
Do you remember when all the continents were part of a supercontinent?
I don't think we were born
That was a
then.
great... that was the best time of my life.
We weren't born then, man.
The interesting thing, though, is because all this was talking about, and they all have something similar that is all used, as I was reading through them all, something was...
They all watched Friends.
Yeah, they did, actually.
Zeus is playing...
Basically,
playing a lightning guitar.
They all had something in common, which is called the Bronze Age collapse, basically. This is where all of them basically kind of melded in. Which I found, because this is like, this was what was the old world, which then became the old world.
The old world. See, John's old. Do I need to explain?
So
he just wishes he was old.
It's the oldest, I think it's the oldest.
Where happy endings were plentiful.
It's the oldest civilization collapse recorded. And it's pretty much, it's attributed to these people called the Sea People. And they don't know who they are, but they have an idea that they're basically people migrating from the west, which could have been like probably not North Europe, but it could have been like Western Europe, more like Spain area. They don't know. They're just people that came on boat and basically invaded all of like Asia, a lot of Greece, to like near
when you say sea people, you mean SEA people?
What's SEA people?
Sea. SEA.
Not
sea
like
as in the letter C.
No,
people
sea
on
as
the
in,
seas.
Yeah, people who arrived from the seas on boats and just invaded. At the time, you look throughout like history, that's why like the Romans had such large problems. Migration, basically people coming from the north of Europe, from the dark forest. They have people they've never met before, might have heard in whispers. These giants rock up, Germans, look how big they are, white as anything. They don't know how to deal with them. They're terrified of them.
Heiden Reich.
I've come for your slaves.
And that's what happened. A lot of civilizations were destroyed. Because of these people. And around the same time is when...
Hey, who are you, man? I'm the party pooper.
A lot of the times when these civilizations are destroyed, a lot of this mythology starts to come in. And it's all interesting stuff. It's all linked. It's all linked.
Yeah.
My thing of not my bone to pick, but my thing to compare is
You've got too many bones to pick.
shut up. What was going on in China, Central Asia, and South America and North America at that time?
Well, that's when you would look to Chinese record keeping. Chinese are notorious as probably some of the best record keepers.
They started writing shit down.
In South America, they probably hadn't developed writing yet.
I know, but what was going on in South America at that time?
I don't know.
As far as they can tell through archaeological digs.
Don't know.
Cinco de Mayo was happening.
And the people said, Cinco de Mayo.
Well, that's where a lot of like
Fairs, empanadas, you know what I mean?
They were modern day utopia.
Yeah, they said it was like the city of gold, you know what I mean? Yeah, no, it was actually street fairs.
All that gold was stripped and brought back to Spain.
Well, it was.
Yeah. That's it. That's the answer.
It literally was, man.
No, but those times in history, like, basically that's it. Like,
Do you know what I find amazing? And it's not a subject that I like to bring up very often. But when we talk about historical facts, things that are being written down, well, at least as factual as we can, trace them to be, and things are written down, stories are there and all that stuff, and then we piece them apart. How come our civilization, majority of, split into like Muslim and Christianity?
Well,
How did we?
John's a bit light on this information. It's called the Crusades. Look at his face. I'm happy to field these questions as John's a bit of a novice.
okay, then take us through this whirlwind journey of history, Dimitri. Please. I'll kick back, close my eyes. And
I'm
listen.
actually really looking forward to this as well.
Andrew.
No, not Andrew. Address the listeners, please.
There was a man named Muhammad. He
Cancelled.
He got himself a boat.
We got cancelled. Thank you, everyone.
All right, good night. I'm done.
Death threats pouring in.
I don't want to take the... John, please. This is your jam, as you've said, so go ahead.
No, that's all right.
No, you're not... this is the one of the few times I will prop you up on a pedestal. Your knowledge of medieval history is better than mine. It's more accurate.
And you understand the question, right? Like, I'm trying to address...
Where they...
As in
there is no split. There is no split.
Where and why...
Why
is it so predominantly broken into those two globally now when we have such a huge history of and so many types of? Why do we split them into those two predominantly now?
Well, it's not just those two now.
No.
It's more splintered than ever, but mass media will have you believe that it's those two.
They'll encompass all the fractions to make it sound like it's just two.
Yeah, but it's not.
No, obviously there's a lot, but...
Dude, if the Hindus ever want to wage war, they'd put up a bit of a fight in the Central Asia.
Yeah, of course. But if you, like, for example, if you told me, would I believe in, what's the Indian one?
Hinduism?
No. What's their god? One of the gods?
As in one of the deities?
Yeah.
Like, you're talking about like Shiva? You're talking about...
What's the elephant one?
Ganesh.
If you told me to choose between Ganesh...
Hey, Ganesh. Want a peanut? Do not offer my god a peanut.
Oh, man.
If you told me to believe between Ganesh and, for example, like Jesus Christ, I'd look at the elephant man and be like...
Well, he's not an elephant man. He's a polymorphic deity.
I'd look at the elephant man and I'd be like, holy shit, this thing's like, this is godly. Like, this is
Well, I suppose it depends also on what culture you're brought up in.
But that's the point, man. That's the point. Exactly what John said. If you're born and raised in West Bengal, you're going to have a different outlook than if you were born and raised in the Punjab region.
Right.
Right? And then if you go over the border to Pakistan, it's a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah, that's true.
It's entirely up to you if you want to examine them.
Exactly. Which is why it annoys me when people try, like, ignorant Greeks are the worst for arguing about religion.
Yeah.
Because they try and educate me. Where it's like, bloke, I've read more about your religion than you have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the whole point. Education, awareness. There is no big split, like you said. Why is it predominantly down? As John said, they try and faction everything in.
Is there stats on modern day religions
numbers.
Yeah.
Of course there is. There's a census. Like there's any
So there
census.
would be a predominant leader in
There's
one of those.
the swing is 50, like 50.
It's not like it's a competition.
It's not, yeah, well, that's the other thing. It's not a competition.
Well, it comes sort of.
Well, it's not.
No, but it sort of looks like that.
No, but that's media.
yeah.
You know?
Well, no. I mean,
Well,
I've
that's
spoken
like-
to someone who's a Muslim, for example, and the amount of shit that they try and jam down my throat.
Yeah, but that's your mates, man.
and no.
What Reddit
The amount
forums
of
are you in,
Uber
man?
drives I've taken.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, thanks for that naan bread. And by the way, what's your opinion on
Gaza.
Did you like the peanut dip? Oh, I loved it. Good. Now let me talk to you.
Let me
about
tell you
my
about-
Lord and Savior.
A man named Muhammad.
No, seriously, like
Idiot. I've never gotten into an Uber and never had a
That's like
conversation about
now,
religion.
now you keep hearing about all these hacks, all right? And like, why are all these hacks happening all of a sudden? They've always been happening. It's just the media is bringing them to your attention now. So it's the same thing in that same instance. This has always been around, but now they've decided to just lump everyone in because they think they can get an extra couple views.
This is all media driven. Everything. It's no more predominant than it was yesterday or the day before, dude.
But okay, so just like for the sake of argument, so search stats between like which religion percentage.
Are you talking about a representation in society?
Yeah.
It's okay. This is the thing, right? When you search for stats by mainstream census, global census, here's the problem.
They're just going to base it on the actual country and just assume like 80% is going to be religious.
They base it on the country, then they assume. So let's say base it on Greece, right? They'll assume that 95% of the country is Greek Orthodox with a very small percentage of like Jews, J-Dubs.
Wait, so countries don't do census?
No, they do.
Right.
But let me finish.
Okay.
Right?
Not everybody always discloses stuff.
No one
in their
discloses
census.
it. Yeah. All right. Not everyone.
Right, so they
discloses
won't use those numbers. They'll use the numbers that are disclosed.
They use the numbers that are disclosed.
Yeah.
But the problem is, let's use Greece as the example. Okay. Typically, they will disclose. Typically, a census on Greece will come up with these numbers. It'll be like 95% Greek Orthodox. Then there'll be a small minority of the 5% will be Jews, J-Dubs, ethnic like Muslims that are like Albanian or Turks, or Greek Muslim converts that lived in Turkey and came back to Greece.
Yeah.
Atheists and la la la. Very small percentage, right?
Yeah.
But here's the problem. Greeks claim to be religious, but you go over there, no one follows shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Doesn't matter what you put down on your census, actively practicing in churches, in places of worship, never accounts for that.
You're religious where it's convenient.
But that's my point. Actively, the census will come up and say, yes, they identify as this. But actually practicing, very few.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that's the downside of having the best available data. That is the best available data, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's always going to be a problem with it, but it's the only data available, which is what I'm saying.
Because nobody really wants to get the data, to be honest. Like
No one
nobody
cares.
Yeah.
Yeah, but data runs the world. I mean, corporations need
but
data.
there you go. Exactly.
The phones are listening to us right now. That's
Corporations can skew the data that they that they get.
And
data. Yeah, but they can't blatantly lie about it.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
It's literally written that they can. Are you for real?
They cannot.
Talking about corporations.
They can't take your word.
Okay.
If you said that you were Greek Orthodox and say that you're Muslim.
Hang on. I watched a movie on the other day. It was called, was it Crisis? Hang on. I think it was Crisis. Crisis movie. Wait a second. Yes, it was Crisis. Yeah? It's about three key protagonists, okay, with a story that all interlocks and it comes to a head, right? And they all affect each other right by the end of it. And it's about the opioid crisis, yeah? It's based, and they make a point.
Oh, I think I saw the trailer for that.
It came out about a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah? It's got Gary Oldman, Armie Hammer, and
Netflix, yeah?
yeah.
Yeah, not that I saw the trailer. I think I was going through Netflix last night and I saw it pop up.
Macho Man Randy Savage? He's in the movie? No, that can't be right. I didn't remember seeing him. I would have seen him.
You would have heard it in the background.
Give me some of that codeine. Yeah. So it's basically about a guy. Gary Oldman plays like a research scientist. Yeah, and he gets contracted by a pharmaceutical mob, like his biolab at the uni. They get contracted to do a study on like the latest drug, right? In this instance, called Clarilon. Yeah, it's an opioid, and they get put in by a massive pharma company to do a study to determine the what's it called? The addictiveness, of said product. So they perform isolated tests over a key period of time, blah, 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 present their data. So then that way they can go to the FDA, say this should get approved because it's proven not to be addictive, past the point, yada, yada, yada. So what happens in the movie is that they do the study and they find that it has addictive substances, right? And components. So then they get leaned on by the pharma company. This is just Gary Oldman's take, by the way, as well. Like, there's also deals going on in the background, all types of shit. There's 3 different stories. Gary Oldman's thing, the whole thing, is the fact that they've been contracted by this pharma company for a decade, always turning in results. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. This one comes up where they're like, it's actually got addictive traits. Like, we can't just sign off on it. Like, it's got addictive traits. This is what our report says. Do the report again. Conduct another study. Okay. So, what do you want us to do? Like, it's conclusive. It's proving that there are addictive traits. What do you want us to say? We can't lie. The company comes in and says, we'll give your uni a grant. We know you're in dire straits. Here's an 80K grant. La, la, la. Effectively keeping us going. Or you employed. We just need you to sign off that these tests are inconclusive. This product is already is basically in shelves, ready to go. We need FDA approval. And he takes it to a head with the CEO and whoever else is there in charge. And it's like, I can't do it. I can't compromise. Like, we're scientists. We deal with facts. We don't deal with feelings. We're scientists. We deal with facts. I can't physically do this. It's going to cause, the ripple of this is going to cause this and that. So then obviously the big pharma's the evil corporation. They downplay it. Oh, but what about the millions?
Kill his dog.
Yeah, right? And you're going to be ostracized, whatever. So loses his job at the uni, gets forced to vacate. But then, it shows him, because of his merit and, personal, merit and ethics, he gets a job somewhere else at another uni, even more acclaimed and all that sort of shit. And at the end, there's a trailer, not a trailer, like a footnote that comes up and says, despite Clarelon being a fictional company, these are things that happen every single day in the United States.
Yeah.
With the FDA and with all that. Dude.
And the Woman King says based on true events. I'm confused as to what,
But that's the point. Well, okay, we're talking about pharmaceuticals, right?
So, when you see a study, all right, you hear about, the study shows that depression isn't real. Did you hear about that 3 months ago?
No.
They came out, there's this one study that came out and said depression isn't real.
What do you mean?
They came out and they said it's not a real thing. This is one singular study in all these years that studies have been made on depression, and it's the first one ever to come out and say depression isn't real.
It's a neuron imbalance.
Yeah, I know. And they said this is what the study says, it goes, instead of treating it with whatever they give them, the actual symptoms should be addressed instead. Okay? Everybody cracked it because they go, this is who's doing the study, this and that.
Yeah.
I don't know. But this came out, everyone's jumping up and down basically saying, you're invalidating my suffering, this and that. Okay? I don't know if the study is true or not, in the sense if it's based in truth. But a lot of the times with these studies, you got to see who's paying for it. Mm-hmm. When they pay for it, you see the company's paying for it, okay? Yeah. Then a lot of these studies, what happens is they'll only publish what they want you to hear. They'll say, depression isn't real, okay? But what they're doing is they're ignoring the other 95% of facts in that study that say...
validate the other.
That validate the actual answer.
I think
this tablet works... And it's successful in 85% of the time. Then they refuse to declare that it gives you violent diarrhea.
When we talk about studies, you're talking about a study that has been written to cater to everyday people and say this is not real because these people deemed it not. I'm talking about peer-reviewed studies, actual studies.
Every time
that you can see data, information,
but the point
clarity.
Is what John just said. Have a look at who's actually funding the study.
Because things can easily be influenced. Easily.
All it takes is one little footnote to be left out of a contract, which would change the course of humanity.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But when I'm saying study, I'm talking about a peer-reviewed study that has been checked factually, has been studied with a decent, study size,
They're still disputing COVID, dude.
Who?
Idiots.
I'm not talking about idiots.
Yeah, but it's not just idiots. at one point you couldn't even acknowledge that people are getting sick.
Okay, so let's take an example. So you were saying about the movie about the big pharma being the evil corporation.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's got its. Well, I mean, at what point do you then say, well, clearly big pharma are trying to help us because COVID is a thing. They're trying to bring out the vaccines. And then people who are saying, well, the vaccines are big pharma. They're just an evil corporation trying to make money. The thing doesn't exist.
Well, now
that seems,
last week, I was reading where basically the head of what's his name? What's the company that does the vaccines?
Which one? AstraZeneca? Pfizer?
I think it was Pfizer. Basically, they admitted that they didn't know if it would stop transmission, and yet they published it as it stops transmission.
Yeah, because they were desperately looking for a Hail Mary to stop it. See, this
so that was that information skewed to get it out there?
Okay.
I don't know.
There's a lot of things that happen beyond the realm of what lay people would ever deem feasible.
Yeah, for sure.
Or warranted or even a bother. Yeah, like global warming, right? Is global warming a real thing? Can you tell me, is it a real thing?
We can't prove it.
Can we? There's a million studies that say it is.
No, but we can't prove that all those things are conclusive to the global warming problem.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's why there's people that are
That's why there's people, that are against it. But then there's scientists that are laying their lives down saying it is a thing. I've been studying it for decades.
But the issue is that the scientists are giving you reasons as to why it's real. Ice caps have melted, or the water has risen.
Of the seas.
Temperatures during times historically. They're giving you data, and then people are coming out and saying, "That's not real."
Yeah,
okay, well, why?
Why? When you look at the people on the other side of the fence, right? Typically Republicans, right? You look at where their invested interests.
Yeah, the
oil, fossil fuels. Maintaining old technology because that's where their money's invested.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But that's the point. Already, you've got that narrative skewed because it's coming from the top. And whoever's underneath them is just eating it up anyway.
Yeah.
And just regurgitating it.
Yeah.
But again, like what John said, see, I'm validating him for once.
Let me bask in glory.
That's the whole point. That check to see the study. Man, like even during COVID, I've said it 100 times. I've like a couple mates that are wildly against COVID, that it even exists, or the symptoms aren't even that bad, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And they just try and debunk my train of thought every day.
Yeah.
They would send me something that they found on Facey or Insta, and I would look at it for 2 seconds and say, dude, did you even look into this? The article was written by some professor that got booted out of like a university and got sued and faced jail time.
Yeah, I remember
being
that.
a quack.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's peer reviewed, man. They're not just trying to silence him. You know what I mean? Like, he's a nut job. Dude, it's like, it's like Andrew Tate, right? I'm not going to go into his rhetoric, but...
Who's Andrew Tate again?
Oh, my God.
Dude, I was watching a video, like, a reel of him came up on, like, Insta or YouTube or something, right, just yesterday. And I'm just looking at it. I thought, fuck it, I'm going to listen to what he's saying. And he's going off about how they want to cancel men, and now that, like, they're forcing boys to wear makeup and all this sort of shit. I was like, they're not doing that.
No.
They're not doing that. What they're saying is, you can be accepting of that because it doesn't pose any different to your life. But they're not out there cancelling the gender.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
They just don't want people to get bullied or killed over...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Andrew Tate is spewing all this shit about, they're cancelling men out here.
Alpha male.
The alpha male shit. The typical alpha male traits, they're cancelling them. It's like, no, they're not, man. Like, there's pushback on stereotypes. There's pushback on, like, misogyny. But if you get cancelled because you're in misogyny, that's your fault.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I'm not saying that there's an overall arch. I'm not saying there aren't woke groups out there with their agenda. There clearly are.
There is an agenda on both sides.
Yeah, like the Matt Walsh shit, right? I completely agree with it. But what is a woman doco? 99% of that doco I agree with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There is an agenda. But it's not driven by all of mankind.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's just a group, and it's getting media time.
And it's a minority.
It's getting airtime right now. You want to try and limit that airtime or the damage it causes, fine, but don't act like it's Andrew Tate's life is falling apart.
Speaking of what is a woman, touching on the latest Apex Legends update.
Oh, yeah.
So that has been quite the controversy.
Indeed.
So there's a new update coming out for a game called Apex Legends, right? And the game itself is basically a bunch of heroes. You're in a battle royale.
To originate from Titanfall 2.
Yeah. Yes. So it's a battle royale, so think Hunger Games sort of style, right? With a bunch of heroes. Now, with the heroes, you get origin stories, right? And usually the origin story just tells you a bit about, like...
Do you play through their origin stories?
No.
Oh, so it's just a blurb.
It's just like a 3-minute clip that you get.
Oh, there's a video
It's an actual
of it.
clip.
Oh, there's a video.
Animated
Okay.
clips, yeah.
Oh.
So it's like a 3-minute animated clip about like who the hero is and where they've come from, the hardships, usually some kind of war-torn, devastation, lost
Somalia
family.
child warrior.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it is, right?
Viking warrior.
It's made to tug on your heartstrings, right?
Yeah.
Like the hardest of the hard, the worst of the worst, sacrifices and all that.
Survival of child sacrifice.
Child, everything. So, the latest...
Coming from the Gaza Strip.
War-torn.
Yeah, they're
You got to throw in the word
yeah,
war-torn.
I'm just listing like things I can think of that would make them hard.
Basically, yeah. There's
Yeah.
a bomb on my back, and the salami fell on the floor, and I don't know what to do about my sub. Horrible situations, right?
Just get to the point.
So, latest video drop. So the game itself has some issues, right? It needs some updates, needs some fixes. There's some stuff in it that people have been asking for a long time, and they're not getting them.
East Timorese peacekeeper. Yeah.
So the latest video drops, and the newest character...
Mongolian freedom fighter.
Latest trailer drops. Character revealed.
Antarctic Eskimo.
Tibetan hot dog vendor. See, I kept quiet for that one. Just wait for it.
Man who sat through Hannah Gatsby's comedy special. Oh, mind you, I watched 5 minutes of a Russell Peters stand-up last night.
Yeah.
And I died.
Yeah. I actually watched
The first 5 minutes. First 5 minutes, I was dying.
What, an old one?
No, it was, I don't know. It was just, he was in India. It's one that he's just, I think it's recent, new. Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah.
We got any more? You want to get
We'll think of some. Don't worry, we're going to keep churning.
I've got more, man.
All right, let me try and blitz through this. Let me get a deep breath in.
El Salvadorian shoe cobbler.
Okay.
Si, senor.
No. I want it 3-inch heel. 3-inch. Okay. They just start layering tortillas above. All right. What are you doing? Getting more ideas? All right, so they released a trailer for a new hero. The hero...
Harvey Weinstein's house cleaner.
house cleaner.
These heroes they're hitting the highs, are they? These
the
are all
highs.
as close as they are.
That's pretty good.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Especially with the house cleaner. Yeah. Horrible stuff. The
Trauma, man, trauma.
It is trauma.
Yeah, hard as nails.
So this hero starts talking. You can tell that the voice is...
Tibetan llama herder.
You can't use Tibetan again.
You got a new one,
Can't use Tibetan again. You've run out of ideas, you bitch. Admit it. Don't use Tibetan
I've got
again.
1,000 ideas, bro. We've got the whole planet.
You're just
to
going
go
to
with.
don't keep pushing Tibetan. It's making me laugh just on the Tibetan. I don't know why.
African boat smuggler.
I was just going to go to Africa. I was just going to say Ethiopian zebra breeder.
Right.
Mexican car salesman.
No.
It's the unlock sound of the car. What does it smell like tacos in here? No. We eating in here? No.
Come on, man.
All right. What do you mean, come on? Let me get it out. All right.
It's okay.
Your hands on the mic. You want to talk.
I'm thinking of one, but I don't want to make it should I make it personal?
Yeah, go.
Wait, let it come naturally. Just interrupt me in 10 seconds. Give me 10 seconds.
Yeah, go talk, yeah.
So the character starts talking, right? And you can tell the voice is a bit off. Something's wrong with it, right? You can hear it. Yeah, it's not like a natural female's voice. The character's supposed to be female. All right, so the voice is a bit off.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? The voice is a bit off. We're waiting.
Yeah.
We're standing on ceremony.
Oh, no, he's throwing me off now because of that. The voice is a bit off. So anyway, they go through the origin story. The character starts talking about
Captain Cupcake's Paramore.
I might have to take
I've
that
got
one.
one. Hang on. Go, continue.
What was that boat called that sank?
Which one?
The one that the Italian
The Titanic?
boat. No, the Italian boat, right. You know the Italian boat that sunk in, like, on the coast? And all those people, the boat captain was, like, watching the soccer?
Oh.
Salami Express.
I can't remember what it was called.
I remember, man.
All right, good. Look it up. I'll keep talking quickly. So the character then starts talking about where they come from and their hardships, right? And they're sitting on like this hill. There's two girls.
Bavarian pretzel maker.
And then the character starts talking about
Oktoberfest waitress.
You didn't even leave 10 seconds. You didn't even leave 10 seconds. Character starts talking about where it's come from. And obviously it starts talking about the transition and all that stuff. So obviously there's a big backlash now from the community about how they focused in, brought in, made an entire new hero. They haven't fixed the game.
Egyptian camel dealer.
Meat or rides would be my question. There's two very different things.
Continue.
Anyway, so yeah, and you know what? That's pretty much the end of the story.
What was the story? I didn't even hear it.
Hear the story.
Hollywood B grade director.
I was just picturing that shiny jacket and the director's chair. But there's no one in the studio. Just a kid on a camera. Come on, man, get your story up.
I've got one more.
I haven't got any more.
I mean, that's it. You know, the character just pushes very early on the fact that it's transitioning. In the origin story. And people were like, why do we need to know that? Why is that important? Why is that it's hardships? Everything else is coming from a war-torn something, bombs, destruction, death, lost
WAFL umpire.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
That is,
I got one more.
you keep saying one more, but you've always got one
I keep thinking of better things.
One more. Anyway, no, I get it. So, like, in the midst of yes, my family was tortured and bombed and killed, I lost my house. Oh, and I'm transitioning.
That's the comparison.
What do you mean,
From
man?
one character to 40 characters that have been, like, war-torn affected.
Oh, wait, so this character doesn't even have a war-torn backstory?
No.
It's just that they're transitioning.
Just that's the hardship.
Are you serious?
Oh, man.
No war-torn, no...
So everyone else on the plane is like,
had a fucked
orphan,
up,
mutilated,
Yeah.
torture. It's like,
parents
all right,
killed in front of them.
What about you, Greg? Oh, I'm transitioning. What? Canadian soccer player.
Pass the ball, eh?
So what's actually happened?
Oh, just like there's thousands and upon thousands of comments in the YouTube videos that they released of just like people just obviously trolling.
Current British Prime.
I know what you're going with. Dude, 40 days. Can anyone tell me what happened?
With what?
The British Prime Minister, she resigned.
Yeah, she's gone. Now there's a new one.
Yeah.
She stuffed up some
What
tax.
did she do? What did she actually... Does anyone have a list?
She introduced a tax.
Yeah.
And
What do you mean?
I didn't look into it very much. I just saw
What do you
this,
mean a
but
tax?
She introduced some tax. Maybe you know?
Hang on,
No,
hang on.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to... No, because...
As far as I know, she introduced a tax when she started on something. Maybe look it up to be certain. But it completely steamrolled.
Do you want me to re-say that?
Failed.
Yeah, say it.
Yeah, but hang on. Naturally, let it. Just don't ask.
Current British Prime Minister!
Well, ex. She's already resigned.
Because then the next one is the
Hardship
current
is the
one, so
current
then the
one.
current one will also be
The current one's going to be Boris again, I'm pretty sure.
No, they got this,
no,
he's Indian guy, isn't he? He's a
Yeah,
billionaire.
Rishi
Oh, they
Sunak or
actually.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I
he's-
thought Boris said he's going to run again.
No,
Yeah, but he stepped down. He's
Yeah,
already said no.
He wasn't going to do shit,
Oh, okay.
dude. Boris fucked it up
He was
once.
probably drunk when he said it.
He looks like such a mess of a politician.
Oh, mate, he's.
Like, if Trump looks disheveled, Boris just looks like they picked him up at the pub.
Have you seen
like,
him in Parliament? Like,
Yeah.
Have you seen him answer people that are attacking him?
He's not eloquent at all. He's just all over the shop. Like, that's the best way I can describe it.
They're just like, can you explain to us why the corruption is? No. And then he just sits down. That's it. That's his answers. It's brilliant.
Prince Andrew's PR team.
Hang on. Theresa May, yeah? Isn't that her name?
No.
Oh, no, wait. Theresa May was before her.
I don't even know her name. He's just like,
No idea.
British Prime Minister 2022. Hang on. We've got Liz Truss. Yeah, so far this year they've had 3 Prime Ministers. Boris Johnson, Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss. All right, Liz Truss.
I want to keep naming things now. My current masseuse.
Which I still need to get the details.
I can't. Okay, hang on.
You want happy ending? Yeah, but not the one you think.
Okay, British Prime Minister Liz Truss.
Tell me how much weight I've lost.
You look so thin. Oh,
Dude,
here's another 50. Keep it going.
45.
Yeah, make it rain.
Dude, 45 days. That's how long she was in
Yeah,
power.
yeah.
Just over a month.
That's great.
Okay, so let's see what happened. Blah, 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 blah,
She's
blah.
set for life, right?
Well, did you hear, going back on that thing, did you hear how Henry Cavill has stepped down from Witcher?
I just read that on the Cooper today.
Because all this stuff came out
And they're
about
doing Liam Hemsworth?
One Hemsworth,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
No,
like
wait,
the writers?
Which one's the B grade brother?
Liam.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The writers came out and said that they hated the Witcher games and books.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of sealed the deal
And
for him.
Henry
And he's
was
gone back.
obviously a big fan.
Yeah. And after watching the first season to the second season, in my opinion, was much worse.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it wasn't, And so I was like, and he's left it. He's gone back to like the DC stuff now.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I don't know. I watched it for him.
Same.
I like him as an actor, so
And he plays Gerald
yeah.
brilliantly.
Yeah.
So that is pretty unfortunate. I reckon the show's dead after that. After season 3 now. Because he's doing season 3.
I don't know if he's going to be in it though.
Well, he's finishing it. He's finishing season
okay.
3, but he said he's done after that.
Joey Diaz's Brazilian waxer.
Joey Diaz.
No, Joey Diaz.
Oh, Jesus, man. All right, Truss was in office for just 44 days, making her the shortest serving Prime Minister in British history. For 10 days of her premiership, government business was paused following the death of Queen Elizabeth. So she was in power for like 34 days.
Step down for?
September 23rd, Truss's finance minister announced the so-called mini-budget, which began a turbulent period for the UK bond markets, which balked at the debt-funded tax cuts he put forward. Most of the policies were reversed 3 weeks later by the second finance minister. Shit policies.
Yeah.
They put out a bunch. The pound was up 0.6% on the day against the dollar. Like, it's just... She put forward a budget that was nowhere and basically lost trust, like, immediately. Yeah? Like, that's pretty much what it says. Just a bunch of shitty policies that they put forward. It's like, yeah, no, you're not going to get anywhere, mate. Like, forget it. Well, don't worry about her, because guess who retired from their career? She can easily take over. The woman that was selling farts on the internet.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty of them.
She
Which one?
retired.
Which one?
I don't know how many there are.
Oh, there's plenty.
There's one that I was reading about. Hang on.
Reading or buying?
Reading.
Buying jars of.
You fuckwit.
Can I get a double pack?
Just jars.
Yeah. Or one big jar. Just one big jar.
God, what's wrong
10
with you?
farts to a jar.
Hang on. Where is this woman? It boggles my mind that people can actually sell that, man, on the internet.
Woody, while he's looking that up, something's on sale this week at 50% off.
Strap-ons?
No, on Steam.
On Steam.
Cyberpunk.
Oh, really?
What are you thinking?
Well, apparently the latest updates... Well,
Fixed
the latest,
a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm in two minds.
What is it, $40?
Yeah.
It's probably, you know what, content-wise, getting value at a time.
Because they're saying there's a new update coming out where it's going to like basically an expansion.
Yeah.
But a lot of stuff has been fixed. And the reviews, I don't know if it's fanboying. I don't want to... It's like at almost 800,000 reviews.
Yeah.
And like it's like very positive now. Recent reviews are like very as well.
Yeah.
It's got very good stuff. And I don't know if it's just, PC players being PC. They'll forgive anything as long as, you tickle their balls. And I don't know.
Even after all the horrible reviews, I don't even know how much cheaper it's going to go, unless you're waiting years.
I mean, I'm in no rush to play it.
True.
I've got plenty to keep me busy.
I would like to see what all the hype is about, though.
I played the first 4 hours, and then the console started having a fit.
Did they fix it for PS4?
No. It's still in a very bad state on console. Very, very bad state. From what I'm hearing. Pretty much. Whereas on PC, they've addressed a lot, like 90% of the issues. Just the fact of the PC and the graphics card can apparently just Steam bulldoze through the errors, the glitches, whatever. I don't know how that works, but that's what people are saying. But a lot has been addressed now. But I think they were saying one issue still is the police just show up. They just appear behind you. You know, like how your horse does in a lot of games. Like your whistle, it's not there. You turn around and then it's there. They just appear out of nowhere.
Okay, on what I was saying before, 31-year-old Connecticut influencer and former star of 90 Day Fiancé was just forced into early retirement from selling her flatulence online.
Why was she forced?
Stephanie Maddow began bottling and selling her farts in November and eventually was shipping over 50 jars a week by the holidays.
OnlyFans moderator.
But after subsisting on a fiber-heavy diet of beans, protein shakes, eggs, and yogurt, she started to feel shooting chest pains that she feared was a heart attack. When she got to the hospital,
indigestion.
The doctors told her it was in fact a serious buildup of excess gas and instructed her to immediately change what she ate, ending her fledgling career.
Oh.
This woman was selling...
Why don't you just do bathwater then?
This woman was selling farts in a jar.
Is she hot?
I don't know. Look her up.
I'd rather not.
Does it matter?
I don't really want to.
Does it matter?
No, but I'm trying to find some kind of justification as to why people would buy...
Like the bathwater.
What are they doing?
I
Farts
think
in a jar.
I think it's a reflection of a sorry state that men are in. The fact that you'd be paying for that.
Well, this is my first question. Would women ever pay for farts in a jar?
I don't know.
No.
We don't have a colleague we can turn that question
No.
to.
Okay, think about it like this, yeah? Right?
Yeah.
OnlyFans, right? I don't pay for OnlyFans. I never will. There's plenty of porn online that doesn't cost a friggin' dollar. Yeah? Do you know any women that pay for OnlyFans?
No.
I don't.
No.
I don't. Even like even women that
I know women who do OnlyFans.
No, I know women that do OnlyFans. I'm talking about women that pay for OnlyFans, right? I don't know any. I can have a frank discussion with a lot of my friends. I don't know of any women that pay for OnlyFans. I would love to know if anyone out there listening that is a woman actually pays for OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Number 2, would women ever pay for farts in a jar?
I don't see why they would.
I cannot imagine any women paying for farts in a jar from a man.
You're not thinking hard enough.
Come on, man. You're telling me you honestly believe?
I don't, but I would leave that option there.
Keep in mind, though, 50 jars a week sounds like a lot, but I guess it's not really a lot. at the end of the day. So it's a very small group of people that are buying farts in a jar.
Do you think like she's going in the jar and then quickly like tying it on, like closing the jar?
That's literally it.
But how many do you think she drops into a jar?
Well, that's the point. She was doing that many that she started getting...
But the average person farts 20 times a day, I think they say.
I don't know what it is. That's not the point. She's doing it to a chemical imbalance point.
Mind you, there's some shit particles flying around in that jar too.
Of course there are.
So
there's like an epidemic of, as soon as a jar opens, there's like an epidemic
pink
of pink eye.
That's just in. Your sucker flu still circulating.
You go to Ozpost. Yes, I believe you have a package for me. Oh, you okay? Your eyes are really red. Just give me the package.
Alex?
What's that smell? You step in shit? I didn't step in it.
No. What John said, it's a sorry state of where men are at right now.
Yeah. It's pathetic.
What, dude, what would you say to a mate that was paying for farts in a jar?
None of my mates would admit that to me.
No.
Though I know someone who would probably pay for it.
Why?
Very perverted.
Yeah, but that's just insane.
Yeah, I agree.
I remember seeing, I think I might have mentioned this on here already once, but I can't remember. I remember back in the day when Attack of the Show used to be on. And basically they had one person on the show that would like go do like stuff in other countries and explore and do all this stuff. And she was in Tokyo. She was just in some building and she was just looking at all the vending machines. And pretty much she came across one and it was a vending machine that offered used sanitary pads. Mm-hmm. And she paid for one, got it, and instantly like gagged and puked as soon as she opened it. That option there means that there's people that want it.
There's a market for it.
Yeah.
Especially in Japan.
Probably a lot.
In Japan, there's a market for it. Socks, underwear.
And this was,
pads.
how long ago was that?
Utopia, yeah?
I know.
I love it.
Hang on a second. There's nothing wrong.
Use sanitary pad dispenser.
What? That's not
But make you tough as nails.
Anyway, but dude, just the fact that like...
Would you pay for used underwear?
No.
No.
Really?
It's unsanitary. What is the thrill out of it?
I don't know.
Oh, it's the main.
Look, okay, look. Used underwear, okay? I can sort of see where the fetish starts, right?
Every time this guy has a shower, takes his underwear off,
No.
takes a huge deep breath.
Money in the bank. Hang on, man. Look, used underwear, right? I can see where the sexualization fetish sort of starts.
Yeah.
Farts in a fucking jar.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right?
It makes no sense.
If my friend said to me, I bought some used underwear, I'd be like, cool, show me who it came from. That's kind of cute.
Yeah, whatever.
Fart in a jar is like...
Tell me what she ate.
Yeah.
Show me what she ate.
Show me the meal.
Beans, eh?
You might as well be buying like piss in one of those little juice boxes at that point.
Dude, is it that bad, like, for men? Like, literally.
For some people, yeah.
No, like, honestly.
I think for some people, yeah. I think that there's a big problem with guys who can't get a girl and a girl can't find a decent human guy, at least from what I'm told these days.
Well, this comes back onto like, it's not like there's that, but it's like whether they're not being shown how to interact socially with people.
To what, bad parenting?
Possibly. I don't know. Some sort of male role model that can show them, all right, this is how you talk to the opposite sex.
Or whoever.
This is,
yeah,
or whoever.
Socialise, yeah.
Just like social thing. Like, I got mates that it took me like years to like domesticate them in the sense where like, all right, you don't do that when you're in public.
Oh, like social norms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I
and
know
there's
what you mean.
Guys, there are guys out there that are like that. They don't know how to interact around people in general.
At the same time, there's an influx of like young men, specifically young men, that are being taught to feel that they're just evil and wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
Coming out of the bat.
Yeah.
Coming out of the womb, they're already toxic.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's a fact. It's not me just making it up.
Having to stand up in front of their entire like school year level and apologise.
That has never sat right with me, man.
Nah, it's not.
It's wrong. Absolutely wrong. You know, and the fact that there are apologists out there, even like even those that was it you that sent it to me? The
Possibly.
white people with the flagellating themselves.
Oh yeah, this was all during the Black Lives Matter stuff.
Yeah.
There was like they were showing like, look, this is like links to like a cult now. It's like a religion, their own religion basically. And there were people on their knees in front of like it was black people, and they're just standing there above them, like looking down on them, or like basically washing their feet, self-flagellating. I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
wasn't there a thing you sent? Maybe I'm just going to assume you sent it. That one of the high schools had all the white boys in the school go up on the stage.
That's what you said, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's not what you just said.
We just said that.
You were talking about being white.
No, you just checked out.
They tried that twice here.
Here.
Oh, it's here.
Here, they've done it once, and then they tried it here. And there was like 1 year 12 boy who refused to do it, and he got singled out by the person, and then
we're going to put context on what we're talking about. Huh?
Yeah. This all goes into basically, I discovered this. I've gone down a bad rabbit hole, and I don't want to keep going.
Yes, you do.
No, I do, but I don't.
Yeah,
he's loving it.
ESG.
What do you think
Have
he's
heard of that
talking to
word?
Kim at the massage parlor about?
Have you heard of ESG?
No.
Look up what ESG means.
Do I have to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because apparently this
Telepathy?
this apparently is what is influencing all these mega corporations into going into this woke stuff.
What am I looking at? Just ESG meaning?
Yep.
Okay, I've got it. Environmental, social, and governance.
Yep. And apparently
There's a
this
flow chart.
Never heard of it.
it uses all the
Okay, so ESG. Let me educate. Environmental. So waste and pollution, resource depletion, greenhouse gas emission. They're the farter in a jar. Deforestation and climate change.
Farter in a jar again.
We've actually hit, I
Deforestation.
was going to say, we've just hit like a lot of those right
Yeah.
now. Climate change too. Waste and pollution. Okay. Resource depletion. Yeah, all these extra beans she was eating. Social is employee relations and diversity, working conditions, local communities, health and safety and conflict, and governance, tax strategy, executive remunerations, donations and political lobbying, corruption and bribery, board diversity and structure.
there's a lot of like
I'm sorry, what's the point of that?
so this
I got to do a voiceover for every three of them.
yeah, basically this is what's influencing a lot of
Where's that from, though?
it's something that started in I think the early 2000s
let me
or
find
maybe
it.
90s, I don't know.
Is it a left or a right thing?
Hang on.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I know what you
are
mean.
The right saying these are the stats, and the left is saying, well,
Well, that's what it is. That's its description.
Right.
And then depending on who you well, I don't know if it is like
So-
Because I've never heard of it.
Okay,
neither had I until like
Here's-
a week ago.
Okay, hang on. Here we go.
So hold on. Because of a 15-year anniversary, you heard that they're remaking Witcher.
Yeah.
They're doing it from the ground up.
Remastering in Unreal 5, yeah.
Yeah. The company that's making it is doing it according to ESG standards, and they're making it for a modern audience.
Oh, great. So I'm not going to play the game.
Exactly. That should automatically answer what ESG kind of...
I still don't know what ESG actually is, and
Neither
I
do
already
I.
that I'm not
Yeah.
going to touch
But
it.
everything that has ESG attached to it, you should kind of avoid.
Yeah. ESG is the acronym for Environmental, Social and Governance. ESG is a holistic concept about an organization's ability to create and sustain long-term value in a rapidly changing world and managing the risks and opportunities associated with these changes.
As soon as you said holistic, you lost me.
Yeah.
Holistic, rapidly changing world and managing the risks and opportunities associated with these changes. So in other words, as the world tends to become more progressive, what are you doing as a company to apply changes to your product and policies to maintain stability within that environment?
So that affects decisions like Gillette doing a commercial about men. Hold on. Why are you going after her? Remember that? The Gillette commercial?
Oh, fucking, I remember that. Man.
Oh, yeah,
That was the
yeah,
worst.
yeah.
eh?
Commercials about, I don't know, what else?
Everything.
Everything.
Apex Legends heroes.
Apex
Yeah,
Legends.
shoehorning in, bullshit things which have no applicability to the actual context.
Fantasy
of
is
everything.
dead. You can't have a fantasy anymore. Well, Lord of the Rings. Oh, the Ring of Power.
What happened there?
Ring of Power.
Yeah.
Work out the arse. They ruined the whole story. They didn't follow anything to do with
The lore or
books.
whatever.
Yeah.
They just created their own law, yeah.
Oh, I just rebranded it as whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
Yep.
Game of Thrones as well, the new one, from my understanding. Yeah.
What a sad time to be alive. What was I saying?
You know, I don't like it as much as my earlier example of being forced Muslim religious beliefs in an
Rhetoric.
Uber. Yeah, rhetoric, right? I didn't like being in the back of an Uber listening to this guy try and convert me. I don't like it in the same way that I don't want to be fed things I just don't care about.
Captain Cupcake listening to Muslim rhetoric.
I can vouch for that one.
I'm just thinking of his standing position in the game. And he's like, no, man, no, I don't want to hear it. No, no.
Look, to be fair, I've taken in the last 2 weeks, I've taken at least 3 to 4 Ubers. I haven't heard religious rhetoric in any of them. Yeah.
Are you sitting down and asking them questions?
I am looking at my phone the entire time.
If I keep my head down,
not making eye contact, not talking.
If I keep my head down, I don't get talked to. I don't know why. I don't know where you pulled religious rhetoric out.
I don't know.
Did you leave him 5 stars?
No. No. He copped the big one.
Yeah, but the quality of the content, surely.
Yeah, the content wasn't good. The quality wasn't there.
Hello, brother. Oh, no, that's Russian. Damn.
Cut it out. Cut it out. I'll try again later.
How do you do a Middle Eastern accent?
What region?
I want a generalized stereotype.
Hey, yalla, Andrew, come in.
Welcome, my friend.
Hello, brother. No, it's not Russian. Freaking hell. That's all right.
Get in the Uber.
That's Russian.
I am Muslim.
Hello, brother. Have you heard of our Lord and Savior Muhammad?
You sound Russian.
These guys
No, get in the Uber.
No.
sound Chechnyan to me, man. Seriously?
I talked to you about my Lord and Savior Stalin. I mean Muhammad.
There are Muslim Russians, yeah?
Yeah.
Chechnyans.
Sure.
Georgians.
Yeah.
Uzbeks. Like,
Yeah, we're not denying. We're just...
are you serious?
No one's talking. No
one's
one's saying
banging him.
anything about that.
We're just canning Andy the fact that he doesn't like being bothered.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
This is about what I want.
It's about me.
Jesus.
No, but you know what I'm saying. Like, if I don't want to hear things that don't impact me, I have no interest in. I don't want to listen to it.
As the car's driving, the Dodgers Davis, he just rolls out. But it's not a dive roll. It's just like a like a dead fall, like
Limp roll.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck. I've gone blank. There's something I want to bring up.
instantaneous 1 star.
The fuck did I want to break?
I just do it during the drive. I see you left me 1 star. Well, you don't shut the fuck up. So,
Fuck, this has done my head in.
But yeah, so essentially that's what influences a lot of companies, and so that's what's pushing companies to go that way with that marketing and like direction.
I don't understand where all this has come from in the last few years. Like, why is this so important? How does it affect my day-to-day life?
I don't know, man. Look, I never paid attention to anything political whatsoever, ever. But in the last 7 to 8 years, it's just come out of nowhere and it's just become so
In your face?
Yeah. Polarizing. And it's just like, what's going on here? Like, stuff just started showing up on my, like, I never used to look at anything like that on YouTube, ever. Never used to pop up.
Yeah.
And it's just always up.
Yeah, it's always online as well. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see what's on the YouTube. Not that I want to see it, but how come I'm not getting the daily recommendations of Mr. Beast that's got like 50 million viewers? That stuff's not popping on mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Beast?
Oh, he's just some YouTuber.
Who's Mr. Beast?
He's a YouTuber that goes around and spends money on like improving people's lives. Basically.
Yeah. Plant 1 million trees or whatever.
Does he do it? Does he actually
Apparently he does.
pull through on it?
Yeah. He's got 50 million subscribers. He's been around for a while. A lot of
That's
the
what I
money
mean.
that he
That's what I mean.
gets from the sponsors and ads and stuff, he goes out and makes content from that money, and he might do some good things with it, and other times he might do some funny stuff or whatever.
I'll go into my YouTube history and I'll delete everything, like clear it out so that it has nothing to base what because once you do it,
Your algorithm, yeah.
It deletes your algorithm and the same crap comes up. I never get the stuff that's like on the front page that everybody should see.
I have opened my PS4 YouTube, which I've never used before.
Yep.
Right? I've never logged in. I'll open it up, and all the stuff that I would have looked at is there. But sprinkled with other stuff that I wouldn't look at normally. So how do they know that?
There's something listening beyond your control.
Always listening.
No, but it's the truth, man.
No, I'm saying they're always listening.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything is always listening.
I mean, how
somewhere.
do people think the Google Homes and Echoes and shit work?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Google. Oh, what? You think it's just magically listening to you right then? It's always waiting. Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but like, it shits me when people create these like false little security blankets of themselves. I'm protected. No, you're not.
No.
I look at... Yeah, go.
No.
I was just thinking about this Optus hack. Like, it is significant. Like, you have no idea how bad it is. And it's been downplayed so much by Optus.
Oh, of course it has. Someone got into their back end and got everyone's detail.
But through such a basic end too, from what I
Yeah.
understand. And it was also like last year, Optus, like the government wanted to like crack down on certain things, and Optus was like, no, so they didn't do it. And then it's through that exact same thing that Optus got hacked.
Yeah.
But the information that has been taken, people have no idea how serious it is. There's people that do not care. I've spoken to, I've spoken to numerous people, and through them, they're like, oh, I've got family, or I've got friends, and they don't care. And how old are they? Oh, 18, 19, 20. A lot of the younger ones don't really care from my understanding. The older ones don't understand. They just don't get what it is that's been taken.
Dude, you know that 17-year-old that I was talking about last week?
Yeah.
The ex-uni student?
Yeah,
It's not going to uni?
Yeah.
You know, he's got long hair, right? Down to his, just past his shoulders or just past his jawbone or whatever. And I said to him, I used to have it down to my pecs as well, man. I got rid of it, whatever. And he was talking about his fucking hair. He's like, oh, no, my hair's really important to me, blah, blah, blah. I go, do you know why you say that, buddy? Because you have no fucking assets whatsoever. You have no invested interest past your hair and your balls. Like, you have no idea. 17, do you think he gives a shit about the Optus hack? He's got no idea what the Optus hack is.
You know what I found funny?
Well, it'll be interesting in 15 years when he's established himself, if he does, and then he goes to apply for a home loan or something, or even earlier than that, in 10 years' time. Actually, Mr. Longhair, looks like you have no credit whatsoever,
Longhair.
because it looks like you owe a crap ton of money for OnlyFans. On the specific card, and he's like, OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Dude, the Optus hack, right?
Yeah.
Let's break it down. Everything was taken. Yeah? So, driver's licenses, 100 points of ID,
Whatever
addresses.
you got, yeah.
What do you see are the short-term effects?
Nothing short term.
Nothing short term.
So, what are the long-term effects?
Well, I mean, look, no, you can't say that, because who here, you said you had Optus.
I do.
Oh, you do too?
Yeah, my personal and my business numbers.
I have noticed instantaneously within a couple of days the amount of spam messages
Yeah.
Spam messages I get.
through the number that would have been provided for your account. Instantaneous.
But in terms of identity theft,
no, but that's the instant stuff. No, short-term wise. But that's
phishing.
Well, look, there's people that are dumb enough to click on that link.
Yeah.
You know?
Already has happened.
Yeah. I've spoken. Who was it?
There was a family on the news that
someone went into I think it was to the bank, or Optus, and they didn't even get halfway through the question. Like, it's not us. Just delete the message. They already knew. They've dealt with it so many times.
Okay.
But there's people dumb enough to tap it.
Do they teach in school?
No.
Things like that?
I don't know. Nowadays, I don't know.
When do you reckon they last did an update on social awareness in high schools?
I think they're teaching more woke than awareness and tech. And they need to teach tech. They need to
That's
teach
a
a
very
lot
good
more tech.
observation, Andrew.
Oh, thank you.
They've gone, they're not aware, they're woke. You know what I mean?
Start lobbying that. The best part of the Optus hack for me was that all these companies came out and said we need to address our securities, do revision on them, and then what was it, a couple of weeks later, Medicare's like, we got hacked. All the data's gone. Medibank, sorry, yeah. We got hacked. All the data, they got everything. They literally got everything. Well,
Look, you realize just data, yeah, in its entirety, what it actually is, means nothing to most people.
Yeah.
They don't have a value. Data's information.
yeah.
But
it's
information is another thing.
It's not valuable to people unless they need it or can use it. If you came to me with the Optus hack briefcase, say, here's everything that came with it. I'm like, what do you want me to do with it? I have no need for it. I'd be looking to sell it to like another.
But that's what I mean. There's people that can use those names as information to create ID.
So having said that,
sell that ID.
Okay, having said that, look at Trump, yeah? He's facing being, what's it called? He's been subpoenaed to rock up to court based on the insurrection and all that shit, yeah? Everything that he went through, those FBI warrants that they had, is because he had nuclear like secrets, docs in his house.
Yeah.
Sitting on the floor of his offices, you know what I mean? Shouldn't he be in jail?
I don't know.
It's not his information to keep. It's not his information to take home, for one. There were documents related to national security.
But did he have them, or they just thought he had them?
No, he had them. Because they requested them back for months on end.
Oh, okay.
Like, literally, like, you know, an outgoing president has 30 days to vacate, you know what I mean? Or more than that. But they literally kept contacting him saying, hey, man.
He goes to the White House. On his office door, there's a notice to vacate 30 days.
They've changed the padlock.
Contact your landlord to let you in and grab your things. A police escort may be required.
No, think about this, yeah? This is for the same idiots that, like, are backing MAGA, right? Like, anyone that thinks that the Optus hack was fine, not right, yeah? Like, data's gone, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Trump, an outgoing president, had nuclear codes, nuclear information, national security, all points of like, you know, national security in documents at his house, which should never have left the White House to begin with. He took them. They contacted him for months on end saying, please return, please return, please return. He ignored it. And then they finally knocked on his door and said, hey, man, we're here to get those docs we've been telling you about for like 8 months. And he's treated it like a witch hunt. Oh, it's a this or that. It's like, dude, we came to get the docs we were nice enough to warn you about for months on end. Shouldn't he be in jail the same way the Optus hacker should be?
No.
Why?
Because he's an ex-president.
So what? He had nuclear secrets and forms of national security of interest and all that shit in his house. No reason why they should have been there.
No, I don't think so.
Why? Just being an ex-president doesn't give you...
yeah, it does. It gives you a lot of leeway.
But not that much leeway.
Yeah, it does.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
See, this is why he's a megalomaniac. He's trying to, like, iron out his all his policy now. No, he can do whatever he wants. So when his rise to the top happens, it's like, yeah, start with him and that guy over there. The guy with the hustle jumper.
Bring me his head.
Yeah, dude, literally. What, who are you? I have all the power.
I have all the power. It's mine.
You can't do that. Yes, you can.